Hello there and a very good Friday afternoon to you. Welcome along, friends. We are live this Friday, August the 29th, 2025. It's the last one of the month. That last Friday of August, summertime now, and the summer holidays in the rear view mirror. But not to worry, welcome to the weekend. It's Friday, you made it. Hope you're having a nice day wherever you find yourself. It is a potentially stormy weekend here in this part of the world. Ireland facing the wrath of Storm Gerben as we get ever closer to the weekend. Heavy rain, gusty winds, possible floodings. So there you go. That's what's on the menu weather-wise for the weekend. Not music to the ears of Electric Picnic goers, but there you go. Electric Picnic is open for business and people are descending, have been in their thousands to Stradbally, County Laois for the big picnic weekend. All 6 stages and over 60 acts and all kinds of fun activities. Not to worry, the headline, Have a Brolly Good Picnic, is the one that we like from today's Irish Daily Star, advising people to bring their wellies and the umbrella if you are going to Stradbally. And don't, the advice is as well, apparently, not to rely on Google Maps, because there's a lot of road closures and stuff like that that are not updated on the Google Maps. So you could get lost. It's a big place, Stradbally. The picnic takes place on 600 acres of wet land. Very wet land this weekend. Hopefully it dries off a little bit. They're saying that maybe into Saturday it could dry off a bit. There'll be good windy weather and good drying maybe in the afternoon with the sunny spells. But heavy showers expected over the weekend. As you say, potentially stormy conditions coming in across the Atlantic later on today and into tomorrow. So pretty unsettled weather for the weekend. That's the way the cookie crumbles. And if you are heading to Stradbally in County Laois, hope you have a wonderful time. So many things to do there, great music, and there's so much more than a music festival. All kinds of things happening, including the Theatre of Food, which we talked about. Nevin Maguire will be there cooking. And by the way, you may be stopped if you're coming in with too much food or drink. It's like getting on a Ryanair or Aer Lingus flight. They have people at the gates stopping people coming in with certain contraband, particularly too much booze or cigarettes or food as well. So they probably want you to buy the food on the grounds. But there you go. 'Tis the weekend and we wish you all the very best. The Defence Forces got some news yesterday in terms of their peacekeeping mission in the Middle East. Gurav Mila Mahaga, that is the headline on today's Irish Daily Star. A lot of the papers covering this story, 49 years of sacrifice, bravery and heroics in a hostile land. It's a story that they say is getting a lot of attention. All the papers, the peacekeeping mission of the Irish soldiers and the UN coming to an end out there in the Middle East. The Defence Forces are set to end their longest ever overseas mission after almost 50 years and 47 Irish lives lost in that undertaking. A vote taken at the United Nations Security Council last night agreed a plan for the peace mission in southern Lebanon to continue for another year but finish up by the start of 2027. So that's a decision that will affect tens and thousands of Irish troops. Many Irish troops have put their lives on the line over the years to keep peace in that buffer zone between Israel and southern Lebanon. And some experts now fear bloody conflict could erupt when they and other United Nations soldiers leave the area come 2027. But that was the ruling, or that was the decision taken last night at the UN. And about 350,000 Irish soldiers, I think, are out there at the moment, and there have been over the years in excess of 50,000 individual peace missions there to that part of the world. But the end of an era, so those soldiers that have to find some other work for them to do as they pull them out from the Middle East, and as that's the plan come 2027. And as somebody was saying on the radio today, a lot of mortgages were paid on the back of that peacekeeping work as well in the UN. So our Irish soldiers will have to find other areas to be deployed. But that's it. Yep, end of an era. Coming up on the programme today, we are live, friends, as we usually are, Global Irish Radio. This is the Irish Daily Crack with me, Sean G. That little programme we do each day to keep you up to speed on all that's happening, the lighter side of the news, the top trending series, news stories and music as well. So if there's something you want to hear, by all means do let us know. And coming up, we have a state of the race update. We're talking about the Irish presidential election, which is heating up now, and coming into the weekend, of course, lots and lots of speculation. The newspaper editors love that. Lots to mull over and lots of opinion pieces, no doubt, in the weekend papers. But we'll touch on it. We'll bring up to speed on what we know as of now in terms of who's in and who's out. And as we say, the state of the race. It's not that far away. The election will take place in about 2 months' time. And, there's a lot of speculation as to who the candidates will be. And we know who some of them are and we know who some of them want to be. And who will actually be, we'll have to wait and see, but we'll bring you up to speed on that as well. GlobalIrishRadio.com or GIR.ie. We are the Irish Diaspora Station, and lots of great programmes coming your way over the course of the weekend. Yes, indeed. We bring you, we make stops all over the globe, in fact. Places like Sydney, Australia later on tonight. 3 hours of great Irish radio from that part of the world. We have stops in Boston, New York, Toronto, Chicago tomorrow, Philadelphia over the weekend as well. So lots to look forward to here on Global Irish Radio, the Irish Diaspora Station. As I say, studio@gir.ie if you ever feel the need to get in touch with us. And speaking of the great United States and the Donald and news from America this Friday, well, nothing really new other than the creators of South Park. We've all heard about the South Park, the debut episode this year, and the creators of South Park, they're said to be relying on a legal concept known as small penis rule as a defence against potential litigation from the Donald. Yes, we do know that he has been portrayed in South Park, and not in a very, shall we say, endearing way. And the Donald doesn't like when that happens. But in recent weeks, as you know, the cartoon has mercilessly trolled the US leader, bringing the hit show record viewing figures for a new season debut. So the numbers are up, people are watching it, but the Donald, sadly, not portrayed in a great light. In the episode, which you may or may not have heard about, Sermon on the Mount it's called, Trump is portrayed as a deeply insecure leader who literally gets into bed with the devil, his apparent lover. Now, the Trump of South Park, most notably, is endowed with a penis so small that Satan says he can't even see anything. There's nothing to see, says Satan, in this episode of South Park. So, as you can imagine, there's a mixed reaction to it, depending on who you are. Are you MAGA or are you not MAGA? But anyway, it's a ratings buster for South Park, and they're happy about that. But Matt Stone's ridiculing of Trump and Trey Parker, they're the creators of South Park. They're relying on a strategy to avoid getting sued by the Donald, and it's called the small penis strategy, and it allows creators apparently to portray a real life figure in a fictional work, while minimising the risk of a libel suit by attributing the character with a small penis. The reasoning essentially is that any potential lawsuit would require the plaintiff, in this case the Donald, to tactically confirm the description as accurate or inaccurate. So he would have to come out and confront that question and that issue. It's called, as we say, the small penis strategy, and it's something that the creators of South Park are relying on in hopes of to basically avoid the wrath of Donald and the courtroom and being sued. Will he or won't he sue? That's the big question on a lot of minds. But it's doing big things for South Park, and it's getting them huge. Now I really do sound like Donald. It's huge ratings, but there you go. The creators hoping that they can avoid being sued using that particular strategy. We will have to wait and see. It's an interesting one, I think. It's certainly thinking outside of the box. And speaking of pricks, but not of the small kind, Prince Harry is set to see his father, King Charles. Not that anybody cares, but we'll tell you about it anyway. It'll be the first time in 20 months when he returns to Britain in 2 weeks. Relations, as you know, between Harry and the monarch are said to have thawed after an informal peace summit with palace officials. However, Prince William is believed to have rejected the opportunity to reconcile with his brothers. Those two, they have a big beef, and whilst Charles is open to reconciliation, it sounds like William is not, and he, of course, would be the future king. But a lot of talk about it, and of course, Charles is undergoing treatment for cancer. Maybe he wants to settle his affairs while things are still relatively good and stuff like that. But that's the expectation, that the ice is thawing and relations are set to improve between Harry and his dad, Prince Charles. As I said, not that we care, but getting a little bit of coverage in our Irish daily papers this Friday, coming into our weekend. Now, blankety blank. And remember Terry Wogan, one of the greatest Irish broadcasters ever to go to the UK? Well, his son Mark is talking about the fact that his house, Terry Wogan we're talking about, of course, now, His son Mark is slamming the UK government for killing off the housing market after failing to sell his dad's mansion. Yeah, Terry's house is on the market in the UK. Mark Wogan is the son of the late Limerick-born DJ. The property is worth about 4.3 million, so it's a nice piece of property. Nice set of digs out there outside London. 7 bedrooms, and it's where Terry and his wife lived. They moved there in 1975, but now that he passed on, his son Mark is trying to sell the property, and they put it on the market. As we say, it's on the market for about 4.3 million, but not a single person came to view the property. And you would think that a house of that nature, steeped in that history. Terry Wogan, very, very popular presenter on BBC, both the television with his Blankety Blank show, but his radio show, which was very popular in the UK for a long, long time. Even the Queen, we were talking about royalty, even the Queen herself was a big fan of Terry's and listened in every morning. But now that Terry's moved on, the son is trying to sell the property and blaming the British government for we're not the only ones apparently in this country with a housing problem and a housing crisis. There's a housing issue over there as well, and they can't sell the property. Not a single individual went along to view the property. You would think fans of Terry Wogan at least, or as they call them, the tire kickers and stuff like that, would go along to check out the property, but not a single viewing. So that is rather interesting. I suspect they'll have to drop the price a wee bit there, but it's a nice house, it's a big house, and anybody would love to live there, but not much interest, it has to be said. And speaking of broadcasting royalty, big changes coming to our national airwaves here in this Ireland. First, the news earlier today that Pat Kenny has renewed his contract with Newstalk. He'll continue to be doing his show on there for another while. But the bigger news is that after this year, or is it next year, he's moving to the weekends. I think it's next year. But anyway, he'll continue doing his midday show on Newstalk for the foreseeable future, and then it's off the weekends. So he'll be giving Brendan O'Connor a big run for his money as they go head-to-head on the weekends. And Brendan O'Connor's been he was a big winner in the latest ratings figures that were announced by RTE, getting over 400,000 each Saturday and Sunday for his popular show on RTE Radio 1. But now Pat Kenny is moving to the weekend, so that will certainly throw the cat among the pigeons there as well. And who will be taking over his weekday slot, you're asking? Well, big news there as well. Claire Byrne, who's very popular and does the mid-morning spot on RTE, a news programme. Actually, she filled the spot vacated by Pat Kenny and RTE some years ago, so it's rather interesting or ironic that she is now moving to take his spot being vacated in the midweeks on Newstalk. So Claire Byrne will move to Newstalk going forward, and Pat Kenny moves the weekend. And then, you're asking who's going to replace Claire Byrne on weekdays in the Claire Byrne spot, and that will be David McCullough, who currently fronts the 6-1 News here in this country. He presents the RTE News every night at 6 o'clock, 6-1. And he is going to back off on that, and he's going to be weekdays on the radio noon, the mid-morning spot that Claire Byrne currently does big business in the ratings, and Dave McCullough will take over from Claire Byrne. Big shoes to fill there, but some of the changes that are afoot and coming to our national airwaves in the not-too-distant future. So that should be interesting. And I suspect that Pat Kenny, getting a little bit older now, he's always surprised us with his career moves over the years. First, he stepped down unexpectedly as presenter of the Late Late Show. Nobody had ever really done that before. But after 10 years, he says, I had enough, and he was done with that. And, of course, that opened the door for Ryan Tubridy to take over. And then later on, he caught everybody off on the hop again when he said he's leaving RTE altogether, and he moved to Newstalk, the smaller news station in Dublin. And a lot of people thought that was a risky move as well. But Pat Kenny is a smooth operator and a shrewd operator as well. I'm sure he knows what he's doing. I think he felt limited by the endorsements and the fact that RTE had to approve every single thing that he did or didn't do whilst under contract with RTE. So he packed his bags and he moved to Newstalk, and has been doing very, very well there, obviously. And now, I suppose, as he's getting that little bit older, he's into his 70s now, isn't he? I suppose to do a couple of weekends, a couple of shows at the weekend is probably much easier than a grueling 5 days weekday schedule with the station. So that's what's happening there. Still no word on who will replace Joe Duffy as the presenter of Liveline. They've been trying out a lot of different people over the past number of weeks as they continue on the quest, and the process continues to seek out who will be the whiner in chief, the person that has to listen to all of the nation's problems. It was nice to listen to the show today because for a change it wasn't whining or anything like that. It was, they were looking for, there's some lovely stories on there if you want to listen back. Again, live line, weekdays, whatever time, lunchtime here on Irish Radio. Very, very popular. It's where the nation airs their problems, I suppose, and their grievances. But today it was a little bit different because they were looking for Ireland's favourite marriage proposals. And there was some nice stories, some interesting, some romantic stories there. Some easy listening for a Friday rather than the usual stuff that often is too associated with live line and the people going at it and screaming at each other, stuff like that. So it was a nice show today, and there was nice romantic stories. Definitely, if you're looking for some feel-good radio and feel something to put a smile on your face this Friday, you can go listen back to Live Line as they continue the search for a new host there. So some of the changes that are happening in the Irish broadcasting world here in this lovely country of ours. Glory, globalirishradio.com, GIR.ie. We told you yesterday that somebody won the lottery, and it was a good news story. We have an update on it. We didn't know who won it yesterday or where they won it. We still don't, but we do have a bit of an update we can tell you. By the way, first of all, it was the third highest jackpot ever in the lottery's history. So about 17 million euro up for grabs. And the person who bought the ticket, they bought it online, because you can do that now. You don't have to go into the store and buy the ticket, so you won't be caught on camera if you do win. And that's what this latest winner did, apparently. Bought the ticket online. Let us tell you, if you have the numbers 2, 6, 20, 22, 26, 39, and the bonus number was 5, you're sitting on a jackpot of, as we said, just over 17 million tax-free. Only one winner, and we know where that winner now resides. And the winner will join other big winners from places like Louth, Dublin, Kerry, Limerick, Kilkenny and Waterford to become a millionaire. But where was the winning ticket sold? Where was the winning ticket purchased? Well, we can tell you, it's right here in County Mayo. That's right, friends. And since the lottery began in 1988, Mayo has now claimed both the highest prize ever, which was 19 million, and the third highest, which is this latest one, 17 million. So we do pretty okay in terms of winning the lottery. We have the record for the highest ever and now the third highest ever. I don't know which county won the second highest, but as you could say, they join jackpot winners from counties Louth, Dublin, Kerry, Limerick, Kilkenny, Waterford, among others, who have become millionaires and stuff like that. The National Lottery has confirmed that a notification and an email has been sent to the online player in County Mayo. No word yet as to who that individual is. How can you keep 17 million quiet under wraps? You can't for too long. So let the speculation begin. Let the speculation begin. So there you go. Whoever it is, we wish them well. It's not us. I told you Wednesday was International Lottery Day. I wish we would have gone out and bought it. It could have been us, but it's not us. But there you go. Whoever it is, we wish them well. It's a nice prize, and the folks at the National Lottery very excited to be giving away more money and creating more millionaires. And another one here in lovely County Mayo. So somebody is smiling coming into the weekend, that is for sure. Rightio, what else do we got for you? We're with you for the hour, by the way, each day 3 to 4, the Daily Crack. If you don't get the programme live, you can always listen back at dailycrack.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And it goes out later on tonight as well at about 9 o'clock, along with some other great programmes, which we shall tell you about later on. But new research, how long does it take you, do you think it takes you to do the weekly shop? Do you enjoy going out to do the weekly shop? It's a chore, let's face it. Not many people do. Unless maybe you're a youngster or something like that. But for most of us, it's a weekly chore, and it's a pain in the rear. But new research has revealed Irish shoppers spend an average of 37 minutes doing their big shop. You know, the one big shop you do every week? The research was conducted by Bounce Insights, and it was on behalf of Aldi, the supermarket chain here in Ireland. They surveyed about 1,000 people to find out, not sure why, but they surveyed 1,000 people to find out how much time they spend on their shopping during the busy back-to-school period. Anyway, the average shop takes about 37 minutes, and the research found that the Aldi shoppers are the quickest because they want to get in and out of there as quick as they can. The stores aren't exactly the nicest now, are they? But anyway, let's see. Nearly 80% completing their main shop in 45 minutes or less. So there you go. The average shop about 37 minutes, but most of us, 80% of us or more, are managing to complete the weekly shop in about 45 minutes or less. So there you go. There are some useless statistics on shopping. Do you manage to do it in 37 minutes or less, or are you more a 45-minute kind of person, or is it an hour? Depends on who you bump into. That's a big problem if you're out shopping and you bump into other people. They can slow you down. and cramp your style. But there you go. Aldi has the fastest shoppers in the nation. They're in and out in about 37 minutes. Now, what else have we got for you? Interesting story here. A swimmer has tragically died after getting into difficulty in the water at Wicklow Harbour. That's a story that happened over the past couple of days. But another story that's related to that, which caught my eye, fishermen out fishing came across a body in their nets. I think it was French or Spanish fishers off the south coast of Ireland. They were out fishing, and when they pulled in the net, they found a body. Can you believe that? Obviously, the fishing had to stop and they had to go back to harbour, and it looked like the body was in the water for quite some time. But it's a story that got a lot of attention yesterday, I think it was. There's a body of a man recovered from the sea earlier yesterday by a French trawler. Yeah, it was a French trawler. It was about 12 nautical miles south east of Minehead on the Waterford coast. The fishermen found the body while they were hauling in their nets. They thought they had a big catch. Well, they had, of sorts, but not the kind they expected. They alerted the authorities, who directed them to Ballycotton in County Cork, where the body was brought ashore around 12:30pm, and it was given into the custody of local Gardaí. So it's understood the body had been in the water for quite some time, but a rather bizarre finding, I think you'll agree. And you can imagine being the fisherman in that situation, pulling in the net and seeing a body in there. Yikes. United, and we're talking about Man United now, are a metaphorical bomb site that will take years to rebuild. That's Eamon Dunphy, the inimitable, and he writes. Nobody writes like Eamon Dunphy. He certainly writes with as he speaks, and he's writing in today's Irish Daily Star, writing about the state of Manchester United and the mess that they find themselves, and might make for pleasant reading if you're a Man United fan, but there you go. Manager's time is up, he says, but the club's problems are much more profound. So you can check that if you're a Man United fan or just a soccer fan in general. It's an interesting read. And say the headline caught our attention. United are a metaphorical bomb site that will take years to rebuild. They are in a right mess, and of course we've seen yesterday that they lost to the second division team on penalties. So a lot of work there, a lot of soul searching to be done, and nice piece, as we say, by the one and only Eamon Dunphy, writing in today's Irish Daily Star. And it's good luck to our Irish girls, the girls in green, this weekend as they go up. They're competing in the rugby clash against the Spanish, aren't they? I think they're going up against Spain on Sunday in the Women's World Cup Rugby. So we wish them all the best with that as well. So there you go. Some of the things that are happening here in this country this weekend and coming into the weekend here in lovely Ireland. GlobalIrishRadio.com or GIR.ie. Studio at GIR.ie if you'd like to hear a piece of music or anything like that. Let us get some tunes going, get you into that Friday feeling. We always like to start with brand new music on the programme on a Friday. This one's from Kieran Rosny and it's called Arms of Mary. Happy Friday.
Shines down the valley, the wind blows up the alley. Oh, how I wish I was lying in the arms of Mary. She took the pains of boyhood and turned them into feel good. Oh, how I wish I was lying in the arms of Mary. Mary was a girl. Mistake. Summer wasn't gone when I learned all she had to show. She really gave all a boy could take. Yeah.
Sean G on Global Irish Radio.
Hello, all you Global Irish Radio listeners out there, wherever you may be. It's myself, Finbar, here in beautiful northern Colorado, inviting you along to the Raggle Celtic Folk Show, streaming here live every Monday and Friday evening at 10 p.m. Irish time, where you're guaranteed to hear some rare old recordings from the old country and beyond. And it's all here on globalirishradio.com, the home of the Raggle Taggle. Listen to the Raggle Taggle on Global Irish.
Thank you very much, Finbar. Finbar is back tonight at 7 with another Raggle Taggle. Older recordings for you, so red carpet's always at the door and the welcome mat's out for you, so check that out tonight, 7 o'clock here on Global Irish Radio. We thank Finbar for the wonderful music that you wouldn't find anywhere else. It's a very old recordings from a huge collection of vinyl records accumulated over many, many, many years. That's the Raggle Taggle, Finbar's Raggle Taggle. Welcome to Friday, friends. Grey and overcast, wintry, squally showers coming in across from the Atlantic this Friday. Not a very pleasant weekend. Wrap up well if you're heading out. You need the coat and the hat today. The coat and the hat. And the brolly as well. And the wellies if you're going to the electric picnic. But anyway, there you go. The latest on the Irish presidential election. As we say, lots of talk and speculation coming into the weekend. Always new names being bandied about. The latest is, anyway, we kind of have an update. GAA pundit Joe Brolly. Everybody's, well, some people love him, some people they hate him. But anyway, he has been weighing in. He's been giving his 2 cents on the upcoming presidential election. And he believes that Jim Gavin would win the Irish presidency by a landslide as a Fianna Fáil candidate there. So that is rather interesting. That's Joe Brolly weighing in. And Fianna Fáil has not yet announced a candidate for the Áras. And the former Dublin football boss, or Jim Gavin is the former Dublin football boss. Very successful former manager of the Dublin side. Was it 5 All-Irelands or something like that? But anyway, there you go. And it's believed that he may have the backing of the Taoiseach, Micheál Martin, who hasn't really said a whole lot. And I think it's the fact that he hasn't said a whole lot that all these stories are allowed, they get oxygen, and you get all the speculation. But anyway, the former Derry football manager, Joe Brolly, believes that Mr. Gavin would be that he'd win the presidency in a landslide. He was speaking on his podcast, which is called The Free State. Do you listen to his podcast? Fergus does. He thinks it's a very good podcast. I occasionally try and listen in. Margaret here is a bigger fan of Joe Brolly than I would be. She likes him. I think she likes him because he gave his kidney to an entire stranger to help them out. So that's a nice thing to do. But, he's always given out on his podcast, Free State. You can check it out. It's very much appeals, I think, more to maybe GAA folk, much like Jim Gavin. But there you go. He was speaking on his podcast this week and talking up Jim Gavin as the future president of Ireland. He says he has great integrity and he has worked tirelessly for the good of others less fortunate than himself, organ donation sufferers and motor neuron. Everything he does with an absolute consciousness and commitment, and he said he'd get his vote. Brolly saying he'd get his vote and stuff like that. So there you go. That's the latest in terms of the Fianna Fáil. By the way, there is another footnote to all of this. Fianna Fáil MEP Billy Kelleher said he has acknowledged that Mr. Jim Gavin's name has been doing the rounds, and he was speaking yesterday to Claire Byrne, and he is putting he's throwing his hat in the ring as well. He wants to get the Fianna Fáil nomination and thinks a robust process and good competition within the party wouldn't be a bad thing for the party. So there you go. 2 names as we come into the weekend. That of Jim Gavin, the former football manager for Dublin, who was charged with reinvigorating the game and fixing football in this country, Gaelic football that is, and most people would say that he did quite well on that front, and definitely injected new life and made the game more exciting. Can he do the same with the Áras and the Irish presidency? Well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? But between him and Billy Kelleher, they're the 2 names now coming out of the Fianna Fáil cab. For her part, Catherine Connolly said that she would use her voice in every way possible to attempt to secure Irish unity in her term, should she be successful in her bid to become president. Now, this is right out of the Shinners playbook, and you get the sense that she is courting their vote. because she came out earlier this week saying that she would look forward to getting their endorsement in the event Sinn Féin did not run their own candidate. There's no indication that Sinn Féin will not run their own candidate. Mary Lou's name was linked to the presidency, but now there seems to be a shifting emphasis, and that seems to be the name that now is being bandied about is that of Pierce Doherty, the finance guy within the party, and he comes of course from Donegal. He would have good name recognition nationally. Anyway, back to Catherine Connolly and what she has been saying. She was visiting Northern Ireland this week, and her campaign for the Rs arrived in Belfast yesterday. And so she's been talking up there and saying what she would do. And as I say, it's very much echoing what Mary Lou had said in a piece earlier in the week, talking about using the presidency to advance the cause of Irish unity and a unified Ireland and stuff like that. So there you go. I think, as I say, it's definitely comments that are made with the Shinners in mind, and trying to lure them over to her side and onto her campaign and to get their backing. But it looks like those overtures may be rejected. I think the Shinners want to run their own candidate. We'll have to wait and see. But that's the latest as we come into the weekend. As I say, it is definitely heating up. A lot more talk about it. Gareth Sheridan, the the Irish business tycoon, the young lad at 35 years old that returned to contest the presidency, his thing seems to be just fizzling out, his campaign, and he's not yet on the ballot, and he doesn't have the backing of said county council, 4 county councils that he needs. And so there you go. And of course Conor came out here this week saying that he had the backing and he had more votes and more backing than he needed to get onto the ballot, but didn't shed any more light other than that. So there was some cryptic comments and stuff like that, and the usual nonsense that sometimes is linked to Conor McGregor. It's like he's going into the ring for a boxing or a fighting match, and he's used to that type of pre-match publicity stuff, and so his comments more along those lines than the comments of somebody seeking the Irish presidency. But anyway, that's the state of affairs. There'll be lots of talking done over the course of the weekend. There'll be lots of pages in our papers on Sunday, no doubt dedicated, mostly in the form of speculation. As we still await. We still only have Heather Humphreys, by the way, it looks like all but being the Fine Gael candidate, but we only have officially one candidate in the race, or one on the ballot so far. That is Catherine Connolly, and as you say, she is extending the olive branch to Sinn Féin and the party and the supporters, talking about what she would do to advance the cause of a united Ireland here in this country as part of as her campaign, and as part of what she would do if she were to be the next Áras an Uachtaráin. So that's the latest on the Irish presidential race. A whole lot of nothing really, and until we know who's on the ballot, it's very hard to see how the betting and stuff pans out and that kind of thing. GlobalIrishRadio.com, GIR.ie. It's Friday and we are live from just outside Castlebar here in County Mayo. Let's go back to the music. How about something from the Waterboys and How Long Will You Love Me? Hopefully for at least another half hour. It's the Daily Crack with Sean G.
How long will I love you? As long as stars are above you, and longer if I can. How long will I need you? As long as the seasons need to follow their plan. How long will I be with you? As long as the sea is bound to wash upon the sound. How long will I want you? As long as you want me to, and longer by far. How long will I hold you? As long as your father told you. As long as you are. How long will I give to you? As long as I live to you. However long you say. How long will I love you? As long as stars are above you.
Radio is excited to partner with 950 WROL AM, the Spirit of Boston, to bring you portions of the Irish Hit Parade, providing the soundtrack to your weekend. Join Paul Sullivan on Saturdays 3 to 7 p.m. Irish time and famous Seamus Mulligan on Sundays 7 to 10 p.m. for a feast of Irish music. Streaming live from Boston right here on globalirishradio.com.
Just about a week ago, it was on the back page and not many people know. Boy, it made me sad when I picked it up and read, Pinto the Wonder Horse is dead. Oh, we rode the dusty trails together at the Saturday morning picture shows. Now the dusty trails are gone now, but it hurts to hear it said, Pinto the Wonder Horse is dead. My memories go back to when I was a little kid. We believed in everything that Pinto ever did. Well, our kids have memories half as brave or half as strong. Pinto the Wonder Horse is gone. Oh, we rode the dusty trails together at the Saturday morning picture shows. Now the dusty trails are gone now, but it hurts to hear it said, Pinto the Wonder Horse is dead. We believed that Pinto was the fastest horse alive. He could outrun the wind, and we never were surprised. In my childhood memories, though boy grow into men, Pinto the Wonder rides again. Oh, we rode the dusty trails together at the Saturday morning picture shows. Now the dusty trails are gone now, but it hurts to hear it said, Pinto the Wonder Horse is dead. Oh, we rode the dusty trails together at the Saturday morning picture shows. Now the dusty trails are gone now, but it hurts to hear it said, Pinto the Wonder Horse is dead. Pinto the Wonder Horse is dead.
There you go, friends. Pinto the Wonder Horse is dead. That's Sean Cuddy, Blast from the Past. It's brand new on Global Irish Radio on the Daily Crack programme today. A new release for Sean. And before that, we had music from the Waterboys. We're live, friends, here, as we usually are around about this time. Global Irish Radio and the Daily Crack Show. And some of the top trending series news stories as we come into the weekend here. And it's a wintry old weekend. We're gearing up for Storm Gerben. Gerben, Gerben. Who came up with that name? And by the way, it's if you're a history buff, you know that this is the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, which really decimated New Orleans 20 years ago. Lots of people marking that occasion. But closer to home, some of the top trending series news stories. The number of children who are homeless and living in emergency accommodation has exceeded 5,000 now for the first time. Figures published by the Department of Housing show there are now 5,014 children without a home and living in state-provided accommodation. The figures also show that the country's homeless population, those accessing emergency accommodation, reached 16,000. It's gone over the 16,000 mark, 16,058 last month. And that compares to 15,915 in June. So all of the money and all of the talk and all of the analysis and all of the everybody's 2 cents on how to solve the crisis, it's not getting any better. In fact, it's getting worse, the housing problem here in this country. As you can see, it's borne out in those statistics. 5,014 children homeless in the country. The most recent set of statistics from the CSO. We need to fire those those statisticians. It's the only way we're going to improve this housing situation. So who's ever in charge of reporting these numbers, fire them, I say. Only way to fix it, yep. Anyway, I joke, of course. What else? Some of the other top trending series news stories of the day. Experts have confirmed that a single fragment of a disassociated human adult tooth has been found at a site where a major excavation or a mass unmarked grave of babies and young children is taking place in County Galway at the moment. The former site of the Tomb Mother and Baby Homes. The excavation of the site of St Mary's Mother and Baby Home in Tomb will try to identify the remains of infants who died at the home between 1925 and 1961. And yesterday we were telling you, and it's in the papers today, he's getting a bit of coverage in the papers today. A priest has criticised the excavation of remains underway at the former Mother and Baby Home in Tuam, describing the nuns who ran that institution as outstanding. So a lot of people are reading that piece, I imagine, with some raised eyebrows. But there you go, one priest weighing in. He thinks those nuns were outstanding. But anyway, there you go. That's a story that's getting a fair amount of attention as well as the search continues for remains of babies that were buried essentially in a septic tank. That's where the nuns buried them. Outstanding. The firm which operates the National Car Test, or the NCT as we know it here in this country, last year recorded weekly revenues of almost 2 million as it ramped up the number of tests provided. Now, this is one of the biggest scams ever. New accounts filed by A Plus Inspection Services, that's what they call themselves, show that the pre-tax profits increased more than sixfold from 1.02 million to 6.59 million last year. This at a time when they just increased the price for these NCT. These are these tests that you have to take annually. And at a cost, used to be about 40 or something. It's gone up to 6. It's gone way up anyway. And it's any wonder their profits are going through the roof. They're at 6.59 million. It should be a non-for-profit enterprise. It's essentially a tax. And everybody has to put their car through this test, no matter how good or how bad the car is. And sometimes they fail it for just like no apparent reason, and they're having a bad day or something of that nature. And then you have to get retested with more expense and more cost. And so now we're seeing that they're making money hand over fist on the back of those pro road users who are being taxed to the hilt, it's fair to say, in this country. And the NCT, the people that test your car for you, supposedly doing you a favour, but charge you to do it, making big profits, according to the latest figures being announced this weekend. And finally, for now, back to America, the land of the used to be free people, and the place where they used to have free speech, all that kind of stuff. Not anymore, but in the good old days. Back to America we go. US President Donald Trump has revoked Secret Service protection for former Vice President Kamala Harris, a senior White House official said on Friday. Former vice presidents typically get federal government protection for 6 months after leaving office, while ex-presidents do so for life. So that's the Donald who doesn't have a small penis. At all. Revoking the Secret Service protection for Kamala Harris. There you go. But sure, nobody wants to kill her. It's him they want to kill, let's face it. Anyway, there you go. There are some of the top trending series news stories. The stories getting a little bit of attention here in this lovely wee land of ours here. We are the Irish Daily Crack. We are Global Irish Radio, the Irish Diaspora Station, bringing you radio programmes from Ireland and Irish communities all around the world, including this programme, which comes to you from Ireland, live each weekday at 3 o'clock. Michael English now and Nancy Spain.
Of all the stars that ever shone, not one does twinkle like your pale blue eyes. Like golden corn at harvest time your hair. Sailing in my boat, and the wind gently blows and fills my sail. Your sweet scented breath is everywhere. Daylight peeping through the curtain of the passing night time is your smile. And the sun in the sky is like your laugh. Come back to me, my Nancy, linger for just a little while. Since you left these shores I've known no peace nor joy. No matter where I wander, I'm still haunted by your name. The portrait of your beauty stays the same. Standing by the ocean, wondering where you've gone, if you'll return again. Where is the ring I gave to Nancy Spain? is spring when snow starts to melt and streams to flow. With the birds I'll sing this song. Then in a while I'll wander down by Bluebell Stream where wildflowers grow. And I hope that lovely Nancy will return. No matter where I wander, I'm still haunted by your name. The portrait of your beauty stays the same. Standing by the ocean, wondering where you've gone, if you'll return again. Where is the ring I gave to Nancy Spade? No matter where I wander, I'm still haunted by your name. The portrait of your beauty stays the same. Standing by the ocean, wondering where you've gone, if you'll return again. Where is the ring I gave to Nancy Spade? Ah, where is the ring I gave to Nancy Spade?
Good deeds are great things, and a single good deed can grow into a forest of kindness. At treedeeds.com, you can dedicate a tree in someone's honour and make a lasting impact on the planet. Each tree is deeded and comes with a personalised certificate, perfect for birthdays, holidays, memorials, or just because. Celebrate life, give back to nature, and leave a legacy that grows. Visit treedeeds.com today. That's treedeeds.com. Rooted in Ireland, gifted worldwide.
Tell me, Sean O'Farrell, tell me why you hurry so. Hush your uncle, hush and listen, and his cheeks were all aglow. I bear orders from the captain, get ye ready quick and soon. For the pikes of speed together at the rising of the moon. At the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon. The pikes of speed together at the rising of the moon. And come tell me, Sean O'Farrell, where the gathering is to be. Adios, the by the river, quite well known to you and me. And by way of signal token, whistle loud the marching tune. With your pike across your shoulder at the rising of the moon. The rising of the moon, the rising of the moon. With your pike across your shoulder at the rising of the moon. And from many a mud wall cabin, eyes were watching through the night. Many a manly heart was beating for the blessed morning light. Murmurs ran along the valley like the banshee's lonely croon. And 1,000 pikes are flashing at the rising of the moon. The rising of the moon, the rising of the moon. And 1,000 pikes are flashing at the rising of the moon. Massive mind the scene, and above the shining weapons hung their own beloved grain. Death to every foe and traitor, whistle loud the marching tune. And around me boys are afraid and says the rising of the moon. The rising of the moon, the rising of the moon. Around me boys are afraid and says the rising of the moon. The rising of the moon, the rising of the moon. And around me boys are afraid and says the rising of the moon.
There you go, friends. That's Shane MacGowan and the Popes and his version of The Rising of the Moon, bringing us ever closer to the finishing line this Friday here on the Daily Crack with me, Sean G. Some great programs coming your way during the course of Friday here on Global Irish Radio, including the Crack Radio Show out of Philadelphia. Sean Timmins brings you 2 hours. Lots of new music, contemporary music from Ireland as well on the Crack Radio Show, 5 to 7 here on Global Irish Radio. It's the Raggle Taggle at 7 with Finbar. And then Tom is back later on tonight at 8 o'clock with Tom's Irish Radio Show. Your requests and dedications to Tom at gir.ie. And Tom is back tomorrow with the Good Morning Ireland Radio Show. Weekly roundup of all the big top news stories from Ireland with Eileen Magner, sports and local happenings from the Chicago Irish community. And then lots of great programs from, different Irish strongholds around the world. New York, Boston, Chicago, Toronto, London, Sydney, all coming away. Check out the complete schedule at globalirishradio.com or gir.ie. Lots of people looking forward to Traitors, the Irish version of the extremely popular TV show Traitors will hit our screens, the small screen here in Ireland, on Sunday night, isn't it? Just as we're getting ready for school, making sure all the homework is done in time. And then Traitors hitting our screens, which much anticipated, has been hugely successful in other markets, and we have our very own version now. And that'll be it's coming from Slane Castle. So a lot of people are talking about that television show, and I expect a lot of people will be tuning in on Sunday night to check out the action. In terms of podcasts, we were talking about the Free State podcast that Joe Brawley fronts. And Joe has an interesting perspective on lots of things in life, including the Irish presidential election, but also lots of, he comes from a GAA background. So if you want to check out that podcast, we have linked you to all of the most listened to podcasts here in Ireland via a little site that we created called irishpodcasts.com. That links you to all of the popular ones. If you listen or you're looking to listen to what we're listening to here in this country of ours, we link you directly to all of those, a whole plethora of podcasts. And podcasts very, very popular these days because you can listen on your terms and you can seek out the truth and you can seek out what you want to seek, and you shall find, friends. irishpodcast.com, and as I say, a top 10 countdown of the most listened to podcasts here in this island of ours. And, podcasts from, politics. The Path to Power one is one that comes out Friday night, Saturday morning with Ivan Yates and Matt Cooper. Great insight into what's happening politically here in this country. They'll have an interesting perspective on the Irish presidential election too. And they're usually on the money. So there you go. That's Ivan Yates and Matt Cooper. And a lot of self-help, comedy, sports, you name it. And also links to podcasts from Global Irish Radio here, including the Irish Daily Crack. So irishpodcasts.com, your gateway to some of the great Irish podcasts and podcasts from farther afield as well. It's all there, irishpodcasts.com. That, friends, is pretty much our lot for today. If you're heading up to Stradbally, County Laois, what can we tell you? Bring your wellies, and we hope you have a lovely weekend. And there's lots of great music up there. If you're like me and you just want to see the action from the comfort of your living room, TG Cahir is covering proceedings there, and they have live feeds over the weekend, and lots of great artists there, including Hosier, Kneecap, a whole bunch of the finest Irish bands and bands from farther afield as well. 60 acts in total will take the stage, 6 stages there. And there's lots of other great attractions there as well. As I say, it's on a site, 600 acres, a sprawling site there in Stradbally, County Laois. And a lot of people, 80,000 in fact in total, making their way to that part of the world. And then before you know it, the Electric Picnic will be in the rearview mirror too. And then we'll have our eye on the Ploughing Championships, the last great festival of the outdoors in this country. That's coming up later in the year. I think is it October? Maybe in September, October. I think September. We'll have to wait on that one. Let's get the Electric Picnic out of the way first. But I would say lots happening and lots to talk about the picnic this weekend. Have a great time if you're going, or just stay at home and watch it on TV or TG Cahir. That, friends, is a lot. Thank you for your company since 3 this afternoon, and thanks for your company all weekend long. We hope you have a wonderful weekend. Good luck again to the Irish girls, the rugby girls, in World Cup action against the Spanish, and they are on fire right now, so we wish them all the best as well. Our quote of the day today comes from Samuel Goldwyn, and Samuel Goldwyn says, "A hospital is no place to be sick." Think about it, friends. Makes a lot of sense. So there you go. We hope that you're not sick. We hope that you're well, and we hope you have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy whatever you're doing. Life is short. Enjoy it. A hospital is no place to be sick, says Samuel Goldwyn. Keep that in mind and make one of that what you will, my friends. As always, thanks to Margaret helping out here in the background, and thanks to you for listening. We'll try to be back here and meet you here Monday with all the latest news and happenings from this country of ours when we meet back here at 3 with another week of the Irish Daily Crack. In the meantime, stay tuned to Global Irish Radio, gir.ie. Download the app wherever you get your apps, or you can listen to us on Alexa. And great programs and great music coming your way all afternoon and into the weekend. That, friends, is a lot for today. Happy Friday. We'll leave you with Derek Ryan and the Belle of Liverpool. Till Monday, have a great weekend. I remember
I'm running
you singing.
down this old town, the time has slipped my mind. The morning light took me by surprise, but I've got an alibi. You can dock my pay for being late, but you won't give me the blues. I've been sleeping in the arms of the Belle of Liverpool. Oh my, it's alright today. Oh my, it's alright today. I've been down so many times, I've lost a share or two. But everything's fine because you're mine, the Belle of Liverpool. Stocking shells should feel like hell. Today I feel no pain. Every coin I threw down the wishing well I thought went down the drain. But it all adds up to what we've got. I'm coming home to you. It all adds up to what we've got, the Belle of Liverpool. Oh my, it's alright today. Oh my, it's alright today. I've been down so many times, I've lost a share or two. But everything's fine because you're mine, the Belle of Liverpool. Because you're mine, the Belle of Liverpool. Said everything's fine because you're mine, the Belle of Liverpool.
Around the clock and around the world. You're listening to globalirishradio.com.
Good deeds are great things, and a single good deed can grow into a forest of kindness. At treedeeds.com, you can dedicate a tree in someone's honour and make a lasting impact on the planet. Each tree is deeded and comes with a personalised certificate, perfect for birthdays, holidays, memorials, or just because. Celebrate life, give back to nature, and leave a legacy that grows. Visit treedeeds.com today. That's treedeeds.com. Rooted in Ireland, gifted worldwide.